Hello, I'm Dr. Darlene Shelton, Director of Programming for the Global Peace Education Network. Welcome to this Learning Lab workshop. We are designed for peace, created by our guest presenter, LaVerne McGrath. Welcome, LaVerne. We're so glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
LaVerne, you are the founder of Think About Thinking and currently reside in Richland, Washington with your life partner and little dog Lucy. You're the proud mother of 3 grown sons and 4 grandchildren. You have a very diverse background, which includes studies in fine arts, communications, education, and educational psychology. Over the
Yeah.
years, you've been in many roles that have contributed to your passion for learning and personal growth. You've been a curriculum developer, educator, and tutor, co founder of 4 tutoring centers with the founder of the Sylvan Learning Centers, corporate trainer, literacy advocate, author of 4 self-published books, This Gift Called Life, Evolution of Self, The Power of You, and Sheep, all available on Amazon. LaVerne, you have dedicated the last 10 years to the development of your proactive emotional health maintenance program, Think About Thinking.
Yes.
What an impressive list of accomplishments, LaVerne. It's such a privilege to have you with us.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm really happy to be here.
You are a very creative teacher and you do all of your own artwork, which you use extensively in your curriculum. What do you enjoy most about teaching children with dyslexia and other learning challenges?
I think it is finding ways of empowering them, making them all aware of how tremendous and special that they are, that we're not all, peaking high. Even those that are scoring really high in one area will have valleys of low. And so just being able to recognize their own specialness and being able to work with them to be aware of different ways in order to keep them growing and improving in the areas that they desire.
Well, what has that experience taught you about working with adults like first responders and now peace educators?
Well, what's funny about it is that it's pretty similar. Being able to recognize, for people to recognize, to be aware of their own special gifts. I think that that's for all ages and stages. And then also being able to find different ways to help them accelerate in the ways that they want to as well. For example, for the firefighters, being able to, when they're going to a fire, to keep themselves calmer, they think about different things that help them stay calm, and they breathe in calm and they exhale calm. And this really is a way to be able to get them prepared for what they're handling in the future. Well, what's so funny is you can use the same technique for a little child that's getting anxious about, feeling different or having to take a test. If they can get themselves into that place, they also do as well and accelerate. So there's a similarity, I think, between the little ones and the older ones as well.
Again, we're so happy that you have created this special workshop for us that includes some thought-provoking exercises. So, everyone, this workshop also includes 2 short breakout sessions in which you, the audience, will have an opportunity to discuss what you have learned. And finally, we will end this workshop with a question and answer period in which you can ask our lovely guest LaVerne questions. When it's time for the breakout sessions, I'll return to provide instructions. LaVerne, everyone is ready for your presentation. Enjoy.
Oh, I'm so excited. This presentation, we will share some mind-blowing, exciting information and the most needed awarenesses for the world today. However,
Before we get to those, I think it best to share with you the ways in which these came about. This last November, my son, Jacob Johns, invited me to go to Paris with him. He had been invited to the Paris Global Peace Summit to speak on a few panels and perform with Indigenous song. I got to go to the top of the Eiffel Tower. I got to see the Mona Lisa in person, and we toured the catacombs together. Yet the greatest gift of all was seeing my son up on such an impressive world stage. So there I sat in my own elation, watching and listening in honor and reverence to all the beautiful and prestigious folks that spoke. From their discussion, the need for inner peace curriculum was brought up as a starting point for reaching global peace. This reminded me of a quote from the Dalai Lama: "World peace can only be based on inner peace." The idea of a needed curriculum being talked about caused me to think about all the curriculums and training materials that I'd created over my life, especially the current one on a website called Think About Thinking. I have been working on it for the last 10 years. It is an emotional health maintenance service that has hundreds of resources for helping folks to avoid despair and stay emotionally healthy and mentally well. Then, all of a sudden, I was hit with an amazing aha moment of truth. Emotional health is inner peace. So supporting emotional health is promoting inner peace. Oh my gosh. Maybe there is no need for this task to start from scratch. All of this information and pondering was swirling around in my mind. And then all that stopped as I loudly heard a voice in my mind saying, "Vagus nerve is key." Now, I've heard ideas as clearly as voices before, but very rarely. But then I heard it again, 2 more times. Vagus nerve is key. Vagus nerve is key. Now, I had heard the term vagus nerve before, but I didn't know that much about it. So as soon as I got home, I got busy researching articles, videos, research papers, and studies. The information I gained led to this presentation, and some of it will be shared within it later. After this, I was awoken in the middle of the night with the most astounding epiphany. We are designed for peace. In truth, as human beings, we have been purposely designed with the capabilities of advancing into peaceful beings. This truly profound awareness is so exciting that it needs to be shouted from the mountaintops and shared with the world. This awareness is so crucial because it is the first step in bringing about the changes needed for peace to take place. It is imperative that we come to know and believe that we are capable of this, and then learn the many ways in which to make it so. In truth, we have 3 capabilities of reaching, strengthening, and sustaining inner peace: mentally, emotionally, and physically. While each area is separate, they are also interconnected. The rest of this presentation will be exploring these 3 realms. The mental way of obtaining inner peace is through the ability of thinking about thinking, otherwise known as metacognition. The term metacognition was coined by the American psychologist John Flavel in the 1970s. Metacognition is what creates self-awareness of thoughts and emotions. Metacognition enables us to use our higher brain functions to reflect on, monitor, control, and advance our own thinking, while also directing and utilizing the correlated higher emotions as well. To greatly simplify this, let's divide our higher brain functions into 3 basic categories. Healing and helping, logical and rational, and creative and spiritual. Concepts and activities driven within these focuses can greatly help in gaining inner peace. The thought area, which focuses on healing and helping, is based on the ideals of unconditional love and service to others. Here, one obtains the knowledge that in helping others, we also help ourselves. In this thinking aspect, the concept of past experiences are to be learned from in order to improve future actions. The social awareness of us helping humanity, earth, and life exists here. The correlated higher region of emotions for helping and healing can be described in the words such as empathy, unconditional love, caring, compassion, kindness, gratitude, generosity, and hope. Can you think of some others? The thought area, which focuses on logical and rational, is based on the ideas of mathematical reasoning, such as probability versus possibility. Here one gains the understanding of temporariness and connectedness. In this thinking aspect, the concept of future is our responsibility to form. The social awareness of global unity exists here. The correlated higher region of emotions for logical and rational can be described in the words such as calmness, confidence, self-worth, contentment, acceptance, curiosity, sense of accomplishment. Can you think of some others? The thought area, which focuses on creativity and spirituality, is based on the ideals of the arts and spiritual understanding. Here one gains comprehension of the value of life and that there is more to reality than what we know. In this thinking aspect rests the concept that we each play a part in our future. The social awareness of how we each uniquely fit into the whole exists here. The correlated higher region of emotions for creative and spiritual can be described in words such as awe, inspiration, bliss, interconnectedness, enlightenment, fascination, and a sense of purpose. Can you think of some others? When making a cognitive decision to foster inner peace, which mental area of thought resonates the most with you at this moment in time? An easy way of approaching and sorting this large variety of higher realms of thought is by dividing them into 2 aspects of unplugging and resetting. When your thoughts get too out of control, way overwhelming, or if a void space of mental blankness is reached, unplug. Unplugging thought helps you reconnect with your inner self and reach other realms outside of yourselves where fresh ideas and dreams live. When your negative thoughts need turned into positive ones, reset. Resetting thought enables us to turn negatives into positive lessons of growth and personal advancement. For a deeper exploration of thought types, you might want to check out the book Evolution of Self by LaVerne McGrath. It's available on Amazon. Pema Chodron is quoted in saying, "Inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions." As humans, we can be automatically driven and/or emotionally reactive when our thoughts are being processed in the lower mammalian and reptilian parts of our brain. In this mental state, we are often reacting to fear, threat, or fearful situations in fight-flight responses. One moment we can feel one way, and the very next another. This can start to feel as though we are not in control. Yet in truth, the capability of controlling our primal emotions is easily within our grasps. An easy way to begin managing our emotional complexities can be done by simply classifying our negative emotions into 4 basic categories of feeling lonely, overwhelmed, angry, and depressed. This not only strengthens our awareness and control over them, but it can also be used as a proactive approach for handling them as well. A great way to proactively handle life challenges is by gaining a great variety of ways to handle each loaded area while in a healthy state. In this way, we can better ensure we stay in a peaceful state and avoid despair by immediately using a positive practice as soon as one of these is triggered. At this moment in time, which category is challenging you the most? Feeling lonely, overwhelmed, angry, or depressed? Now think back in time. What has worked for you in the past with this emotion? Have you tried that lately? In truth, we all have these tools to bring us back to a more positive and optimistic point of view. But sadly, more often than not, we don't share these ideas very much. This lack is impeding our growth. However, gaining more effective ways for handling loaded, negative emotions, the more inner peace within us is established. Each of us has the power to activate positive emotions within our being whenever we just think about the meaning and feeling of a desired emotion. You may have witnessed this with the higher brain function word lists in the previous section. To experience this, let's stop and remember a time when you felt peaceful. Close your eyes and in your mind, go back and remember what you saw and felt in that place of peace. What were the sounds, smells, and feelings? Breathe in deeply that moment of peace. Hold on to that memory as you hold on to your breath. Breathe out all stress. This peace is now yours. Open your eyes.
Now it's time for breakout groups. Each person take 2 minutes to describe one thing you learned that helped you better understand the relationship between thought, emotions, and inner peace.
Physical, inner peace is affected by our two nervous systems, the stressed out sympathetic and the peaceful parasympathetic. The sympathetic system responds to fear, threat, and stress in fight and flight actions, with the parasympathetic system activating peace, calmness, rest, and digestion. Let's say you came face to face with a ferocious tiger. Your blood pressure, breathing, and heart rate would all increase. Your blood would get redistributed to your muscles and your eyes would dilate. This is because your stressed out sympathetic nervous system got activated by negative thoughts of fear, threat, or stress. Now let's say the tiger leaves. All of a sudden, your blood pressure would lower, your heart rate and breathing would slow, your blood distribution, pupil size, and digestion processes would go back to normal. This is because your peaceful parasympathetic system received positive emotions and perceived that all was safe and secure. An exciting thing to know is that we can purposely activate in a physical way calming, peaceful effects through a special nerve called the vagus nerve. This is possible because the vagus nerve actually contains 75% of the parasympathetic nervous system's nerve fibers. It originates in the brainstem and extends downward on both sides of the neck and connects to the brain, heart, lungs, and stomach, with its nerve branches reaching out to multiple organs, including your heart, lungs, liver, spleen, stomach, intestines, and kidneys. The location of the vagus nerve is very important to understand for gaining ways in which to stimulate it. Being on both sides of the throat, activities such as laughing, humming, gargling, whistling, singing, and neck massage can stimulate it. It also has nerve endings that extensively branch from it into the mouth, ears, eyes, and nose as well. Being attached to the lungs also enables activities involving purposeful breathing, especially long exhales, and stretches of the chest and stomach, like activities in yoga poses, can help stimulate it as well. Even the simple act of urinating is connected to the vagus nerve. Often, other activities, such as massage and acupuncture, have also been known to help activate this aspect of the parasympathetic nervous system as well. Let's activate the vagus nerve right now, shall we? Take your right arm and fold it behind you. Then take your left hand and gently pull your head towards the left as you stretch your neck that way. Do 3 deep breaths, focusing on the long exhale. Then take your left arm and fold it behind you, while taking your right hand and gently pulling your head towards the right as you stretch your neck that way as well. Do 3 deep breaths, again focusing on a long exhale.
Now it's time for our second breakout group. Here's your question. How can you use what you have learned about your body's relationship to inner peace?
Even though the mental, emotional, and physical aspects can be seen as different, they are also very interconnected. In fact, studies have shown that the stressed out sympathetic nervous system only gets activated when negative emotions are being experienced. And the peaceful parasympathetic nervous system only gets activated when positive feelings are being felt. As an example of this, let's look at a smile. A smile can start off as a mental aspect of a higher thought, being purposely used as a way of seeming friendly and putting people at ease. Yet, this positive thinking can trigger kind emotions. And given that the branches of the vagus nerve are connected to the mouth, when the sides of the mouth turn upward, the vagus nerve gets physically activated as well. Mother Teresa once said, "Peace begins with a smile." Just like muscles, the more we exercise the mental, emotional, and physical aspects that we have discussed, the stronger our ability to achieve inner peace becomes. As we all know, the more tools one has, the more issues that can be handled. In a similar way, by providing a large variety of practices, concepts, and activities which address the mental, emotional, and physical aspects that we have discussed, is how the information for gaining inner peace can be shared. You now know, as well as I, that without a doubt, we are designed for peace. In other words, we human beings have been purposely designed with the mental, emotional, and physical capabilities of advancing into peaceful beings. Together, let's shout the message from the mountaintops and share this awareness with the world for the sake of us all. To ensure we end on a positive note, I have to ask, what does a fearful person and a donut have in common? Neither has an inner peace. May the awareness and insights that we have gained in our exploration for inner peace continue to be shared, expanded, and applied. Creating a ripple effect that strengthens the foundation for global peace. Have any questions and/or comments about this workshop, think about thinking, or anything else? Let's talk.